Thanks very much. Baltimore Police are holding a news conference out in front of their headquarters, and we want to take you there now live.
By the peaceful expressions that we've seen today, this is again in alignment with what we are used to seeing in Baltimore, and we're very pleased about that. We anticipate that there will be a group of protesters later this evening around 5:30 to 6 o'clock at Penn Station, which is our train station just north of where we are now. We anticipate that that will be a large group that will march, from what we understand right now, they will march through the city to City Hall. We are asking that they remain peaceful. As with all of the groups that we've seen, with all of the gatherings that we've seen and marches that we've seen, we'll evaluate our response and how we handle those on a case-by-case individual basis. So long as people remain peaceful in their expression, we continue to support everyone's First Amendment rights and their ability to voice concern. As of this afternoon, we don't have any new arrests. We have not had any major or significant incidents connected to the demonstrations throughout the city. And we continue to have officers spread throughout the city able to respond to any incident should that arise. Finally, I want to clear up some confusion. There's a lot of conversation about the report that is supposed to be issued. There is not a report, and we want to be clear here, there is not a report that is going to be issued. What we are going to do, which is unique, is turn over all of our findings, all of our investigative efforts to the state's attorney's office. Those findings, we have an obligation to be accountable to the people of Baltimore in this investigation. We know that there are a lot of people who want answers, who have concerns that they want to have addressed, and we have an obligation to do our best to be accountable. We cannot release all of the information from this investigation to the public, because if there is a decision to charge in any event by the state's attorney's office, the integrity of that investigation has to be protected. So by turning these documents, our findings, over to the state's attorney's office as quickly as we can, we are being accountable to them so that we can be accountable to the public. I hope that answers and clears up any concerns or confusions about that report. We just wanted to be clear. We continue to see reports of that, and we wanted to address any confusion that might be there. I'll take a few questions.
Captain, so nothing will be released on Friday. It will just be sent to the state attorney's office?
Our hope is to be able to provide as many updates as we can. Whatever new information that we might be able to share, our hope is to continue to be able to do that. We will clearly continue to brief what we have done. What you've seen us do from the beginning is update as often and as much as possible whenever we are able to do so, and that is exactly what we will continue to do.
How have all the protests affected your resources to deal with other things? Like there's been a number of shootings the past few days. How are you handling all that in addition to this activity?
You know, so we're incredibly thankful to our state partners, to our local partners, to the National Guard, everyone that's come into the city to help us as we move through these days. Those resources have enabled us to be able to have a presence throughout the city, to be able to respond to situations and emergencies. We're also dealing with normal calls for service, normal things that we see in the city. Those are being investigated by our detectives. Those are being handled in the same way that we would handle any other crimes that occur in the city. Anyone else? Okay, we'll continue to brief every hour, hour and a half. We'll see you all in a little bit. Thank you very much.
Captain Kowalczyk giving a briefing of what's going on, and that picture right there is a live look at that area. There, the intersection of North and Pennsylvania Avenues in West Baltimore, that has been sort of the lightning rod, if you will, of those protests and the demonstrations, and in fact some of the rioting that has been going on. It happened Monday night into Tuesday. It has been relatively calm, and I think the thing that is probably the best indicator of just the relative normalcy, traffic is once again flowing there, and as Brad Bell showed us from street side, it is a very normal looking day there, walking up and down the sidewalks around there. One of the things, though, that Captain Kowalczyk talked about that we need to review real quickly for you, and that is that this notion that Friday somehow or another was going to be some sort of announcement about those 6 Baltimore City police officers who have been suspended from their jobs or put on administrative duty, more correctly, as a result of their involvement in this the event that precipitated all of this unrest. And now we come to find out that in fact that we are not going to get a report from the BPD. Instead, They've said they're turning over all their investigatory findings to the state's attorney from Baltimore County, and it's then up to that official to decide if any charges will be filed against any or all of those Baltimore police officers. So we probably shouldn't expect any bombshells on Friday as a result. We'll step away at almost 4:32. We're back with more news and an update on the forecast for you right after this.